Channel 2 has confirmed this video is of Rohel Aguilera Medeiros weaving his semi-truckload of wood downhill at around 85 miles an hour just minutes before a fiery, deadly crash. From jail Friday during his video arraignment, Aguilera Medeiros used an interpreter to hear a judge formally charge him with a long list of crimes, multiple counts of assault in the first degree, criminal attempt to commit assault, and vehicular homicide. 40 charges in all.
I characterize it as a crash, not an accident.
Rob Corey told Channel 2 his client said his truck brakes failed, and he made every attempt to avoid crashing, every attempt to stop before plowing into dozens of vehicles, killing 4 drivers and injuring 2 others.
The cell phone video of an out-of-control semi-truck shows an unmistakable highway sign, runaway truck ramp 2,000 feet. But the driver goes right by, as if he never read it. This is video of that same driver, Rohel Aguilera Medeiros, moments after the crash. And Lakewood police tell the problem solvers Aguilera Medeiros spoke limited English. They needed a translator to interview him, a point re-emphasized when the 23-year-old suspect made his first court appearance on Saturday with a translator by his side.
So this supposed truck driver needs a translator in court. But we're allowing him to be a truck driver out here. I mean, we've got FMCSRs that clearly state that you must read and understand and communicate English. But this guy goes down, passes by signs that say runaway ramp, and he keeps on going. And he needs a translator. But we're going to go ahead and give him a CDL and give him a job.
I question if he even knew what a runaway ramp was, let alone could he read it.
Fox 31 showed Jason Emery with Excel Driver Services the last 2 years of violations racked up by Castellano 3 Trucking, the company that employs Aguilera Medeiros. What the problem solvers discovered is 30 violations, 10 related to brake issues, 2 of them so serious the trucks were pulled out of service immediately, with the feds calling OOS violation. But something worries Emery even more.
You should be more concerned about the fact that you have 2 violations where the driver did not understand or comprehend the English language.
August of 2018, driver cannot read or understand the English language sufficiently to respond to official inquiries. And even more recently, in December of 2018, driver cannot understand highway traffic signs and signals in the English language.
But you got guys out here defending people, defending this guy in particular, but defending people, okay, that don't speak English, can't speak English, and if we get rid of these people that don't speak English, then we're going to have a driver shortage. Well, they claim we already have a driver shortage, so what's the freaking difference?
We don't know if Aguilera Medeiros was the driver cited in either case, but we know in both cases the violation wasn't considered an OOS, or out-of-service violation, meaning whoever the driver was, he was allowed to keep driving despite the language violation.
Every driver has to understand that the signs are there they're helping you along the way to tell you about dangers and hazards of all different types.
Now this driver is from Cuba, working here on a green card. Has a CDL on a green card, able to get a trucking job on a green card, cannot understand English, can't communicate English. It's proven that. He went down I-70, going into Denver, going down that hill, and takes 4 innocent people from us. Gets 110 years prison time because the Latino community got all these people to sign a petition to allow clemency, and they granted it. He got from 110 years to 10 years, 5 years out on parole, he will be out of prison next year, December 2026. And you're sitting there telling me our system does not have a problem. We don't have a freaking problem. Well, let's listen to this.
Well, good morning to you.
It's February 11th, 2021.
These roads have been pre-treated.
Just after 6 a.m.
There is still a concern, though, for that morning commute.
Black ice covered the roadways. Tiffany and Mike Walls' cars had rear-ended the vehicles in front of them.
We saw all these vehicles and we saw the FedEx truck hanging over the edge.
Dashcam video from inside the truck carrying the FedEx shipment showed the driver increasing his speed up the incline to 66 miles an hour. A minute later, the truck crashed. This was the aftermath. Let's talk about that FedEx truck that was in the toll lane that morning. A broker hired a company named Iso Rizzo to transport the FedEx shipment from Troutdale, Oregon to its facility in Fort Worth. The broker's contract with Iso Rizzo strictly prohibited hiring another carrier to transport the cargo.
Correct. Okay.
Instead, testimony shows Iso Rizzo hired a hidden carrier called Simon Express to move the shipment. Months earlier, federal regulators sent a letter to Simon Express saying our records show significant non-compliance in the area of unsafe driving.
Yes.
The driver of the Simon Express truck testified he had only been a truck driver for 16 months. He'd taken a 3-week driving school in Florida.
This driver had had a wreck just 2 months before this in the ice.
The driver testified that he did not receive hands-on winter weather training.
He was a rookie driver driving back through a winter storm here in Texas.
St. Lot testified about what happened when he picked up the shipment from FedEx.
When you just show up to the gate, you just give the pickup number. And that's what I did.
So this driver is from Haiti, okay? And that's what I found out. I don't know if he was on a green card. I don't know if he's a citizen. I could tell you that he was an immigrant from Haiti. That's what the internet tells me on this driver. This driver was the FedEx driver, in case you weren't paying attention. His company, his dispatchers, he says his dispatchers come out of Uzbekistan, okay? And this is double brokering, okay? Where, FedEx goes and says, okay, this carrier number one, pull my freight. And carrier number one says, okay, carrier number two, you pull the freight. Okay, we'll broker it that way. And that's what happens. FedEx doesn't even know what's going on. And there's no one freaking regulating this. Okay, it's against the law, but this happens still to this day. Okay, and this is what happened just this past weekend in Austin. I'm not sure if it's double brokering, but I could tell you it's a third-party carrier. It's a third-party carrier doing this stuff. It's the same thing with this situation. FedEx doesn't control it. FedEx don't know what's going on. Amazon don't know what's going on. They don't know who the drivers are. Again, this driver has no experience. Just a little bit before this, he was already in an accident. And what? Hauling an Amazon Prime trailer. Imagine that. You don't want to sit there and tell me we ain't got no doggone problems here.
All you need is a reference number. You can drive up and show a number. The name on your truck can be different than what the paperwork says, and they will still give you the load.
In depositions, FedEx supervisors testified how St. Lot was able to pick up the shipment.
We're not reviewing the driver's license, and we're not reviewing the DOT number.
The only thing we have is a reference number.
Has FedEx indicated that they've changed anything?
From what we can see, nothing's been changed.
In a December 2024 court filing, the company's attorneys wrote, FedEx Ground did not hire the drivers and had no duty as the shipper to maintain responsibility for the drivers. The attorneys went on to say FedEx Ground did not maintain any control over the manner in which the drivers haul the trailer. FedEx said in a statement, our thoughts remain with those who lost loved ones in this tragic accident. Safety is our highest priority. Iso Rizzo ceased operations 6 months after the accident, but the company's owner now runs another trucking company. Federal regulators gave Simon Express an unsatisfactory safety rating after the accident. The company also shut down, and its owner also runs another trucking company. St. Lot testified that he no longer drives 18-wheelers. I'm Tanya Iser. Back to you.
5 people are dead, including children, and at least 4 other people are fighting for their lives after a drunk driver caused a chain reaction crash in Austin that happened around 11:30 last night, and the man now charged with this violent accident was behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. Fox 4 Sean Rabb in the newsroom with the story. Sean.
A sad, sad story, Clarice. That big rig driver in the Travis County Jail facing a host of charges, and he had a court date for a speeding ticket in North Texas next week. Crumpled cars, smashed SUVs, and twisted trucks sit on southbound I-35 in North Austin. Daylight reveals the deadly multiple vehicle collision Thursday night. 17 vehicles and 17 victims.
5 patients have been pronounced deceased on the scene. That includes 3 adults, 1 child, and 1 infant.
11 others transported to several Austin area hospitals. 4 adults with critical life-threatening injuries. 1 child with potentially life-threatening injuries as well. The accident scene spread over a 1/10 of a mile along the interstate. Some had to be cut out of their vehicles. Krista Castro says her husband tried to get out of the way, but was hit from behind and knocked into the car in front of them. The couple traveling from Dallas to Mexico with minor injuries. Castro said there was an Amazon semi-trailer that came through, crashing into everyone, and we couldn't tell if he had brakes or not. Solomon Weldakil Araya was arrested and charged with 5 counts of intoxication manslaughter, 2 counts of intoxication assault. The 37-year-old was driving an 18-wheeler. Weldakil Araya was supposed to be in court in Wilmer, just south of Dallas, this coming Tuesday for a 63 and a 30-mile-an-hour zone speeding ticket. An Amazon spokesperson in a statement writes, "This is a horrible tragedy, and our thoughts are with all those involved. We're looking into this further and will cooperate with law enforcement as they investigate."
Doesn't that look familiar, folks? Basically almost the same thing that FedEx said in the previous situation. I mean, listen, Amazon, FedEx, and people like this, you need to change your doggone policies. That's what you need to do, sitting there waiting for law enforcement. How about you change how y'all do y'all's practices?
Not again. Here we are again with so many opportunities to do better.
Zach Cahalan is with the Truck Safety Coalition, a nonprofit which advocates for victims in commercial truck crashes. He calls Thursday night's crash a tragedy.
Some folks might see this headline and think that this happens once in a blue moon. Sadly, it happens far more frequently.
He says it isn't just a national crisis.
We're seeing up to 6,000 fatalities a year, which is staggering.
It's a growing problem in Texas, too, where 17% of all traffic deaths between 2013 and 2022 involved a large truck.
Within Texas, there's been a 50% increase in truck crash deaths since 2013.
You hear that? 2013? I mean, you guys have seen a rise in immigration since 2013, right? I mean, more foreigners driving trucks since 2013. I mean, man, that's a big old head scratcher, ain't it? But I'm sure he's going to go and we're not going to blame it on immigration. We're going to go and blame it on speed limiters, okay, and technology.
Cahalan says there are many reasons why, but simply put, the state isn't doing enough to stop the problem. He says enforcing the use of proven safety technologies like automatic emergency braking or speed limiters, neither of which are currently required in Texas, would be easy ways to save lives.
We know what needs to be done, and it's just not getting done.
Oh, it's not getting done. It has nothing to do with technology. It has everything to do with training people right, and enforcing our FMCSRs, and allowing immigrants driving trucks.
In a statement, Amazon says in part, "This is a horrible tragedy and our thoughts are with all of those involved." The company also made a point of noting the truck driver was only driving a load for Amazon as an independent contractor. Still, Cahalan says there's also more these large corporations could do.
They do have the ability to have enhanced requirements for safety because safety has a cost.
Yeah, his idea of cost is, hey, let's go ahead and autonomize trucks and all this kind of stuff. Instead of doing it the right way, training people better and enforcing immigration laws that already exist and enforcing FMCSRs that require English.
Texas is deep in the 89th legislative session, and if you look at the priorities for the House and Senate, not a single bill involves safety on roads.
You better believe I contacted my state representative, Jay Dean, over here in East Texas, and I told him about the bill they have going on in Arkansas. right? The House bill up there in Arkansas that they're looking to pass, that we need to do the same thing here in Texas. He has not replied back to me.
Even a Senate bill titled Protecting Texas Trucking only seeks to clarify and relax liabilities for truck drivers and their employers.
We got an infant who's never gonna know what this young person could have become because of this senseless tragedy.
That's him. It's him. It's you, bro? The fuck, man? What? What happened?
When I'm coming and somebody left you when I put here. So.
But the traffic was there, bro. Like, there's no way it should have been. I'm a trucker myself, bro. Yeah. You're not supposed to. You were going too fast. You know, there's 2 people dead over there, and possibly 2 more, possibly 4. They're dead. They're dead.
Dead?
Yes, dead.
Oh my goodness.
They're fucking dead, bro. Because of your stupid ass shit. 2 of them are fucking dead, bro. And I don't know about the rest.
Huh?
I don't know about the rest. But 2 for sure. 2 for sure.
Okay, when I'm calling.
Who are you calling?
I'm calling.
Bro, they finna lock your ass up.
Huh?
They finna lock your ass up. They're gonna lock you up.
I'm lucky?
They're gonna lock you up. Lock you up. Put you in handcuffs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're gonna lock you up. That's manslaughter, bro. They're fucking dead. Subhanallah. Motherfucker, man. Talking about because somebody swear he was going fucking fast as fuck. Hey, come on, bro. Hey. He's taking off. Huh? He's taking off. The driver.
Do we see something in common here? What's the common denominator in these 3 accidents? We have got drivers that are not really good with English. Okay, they're from different countries coming over here. Okay, and screwing stuff up. They're from these companies. They work for these companies that are fly-by-night companies, and once their safety score goes down, they close their doors and open up as another entity, and they're allowed to get away with it. All right, double brokering, which is already against the law. That's happening. This is what this is what I think we should happen. This is not an official list. Well, I'm going to make a list and I'm going to freaking plaster it everywhere. Drivers that drives a truck in the United States of America should only be U.S. citizen. Oh, that gets so much hate. Well, I've said this on Facebook, and I got a lot of people in support of that. A lot of people that aren't. And I believe, and this is my bold statement, that truck drivers should only be United States citizens. Number 2, we need to enforce our English. Okay, enforce English. That rule's already there, but we allow all these companies that come around, all these schools that come around and employ these people. By the way, we did a video about this not too long ago. Check out this school.
isbarisa kambanigan oo class bixiya ku saabsan CDL-ka marka kambanigan wuxuu soo jiray ilaa 3 years hadda marka dhalinyaro waliba firfircoon oo magaratay diyaar u ah shaqada iyo macallinimada instructornimada ayaa halkan idin joogta.
We started this program to address the cultural gaps in the trucking industry. We offer CDL permanent courses in these specific languages. That is Arabic, that is Somali, that is Oromo, and that is English.
And guess what? There's more schools all around the country that are just like this one. And we haven't been able to say anything. Why? Because if you do say something about it, then you're racist. That's what you're being labeled. You're being racist, and doing all this kind of stuff. And it's like, and then now you have this situation. All right. I mean, what do we do about it? All right, get loud on YouTube about it. I mean, is this one of those situations where, you know, yeah, we're going to go contact our, you know, our state house of representatives in our state? What about on a national level? Huh? We need to freaking do something about it. I mean, are you guys tired of this? Are you guys tired of this crap going on and not doing anything about it, and no one's saying anything about it because they're afraid to be called racist, they're afraid to be called a xenophobe or anything like that? Like, here's the deal. It has nothing to do with race, okay? Because if you look at all these companies out of West Chicago, they're all Eastern European. Guess what? They're white. And I'm against all of those. Okay, every single last one of them. Look at this super ego thing right here. This is super ego.
Sad ću ti reći nešto da ne bi hoću da snimam, brate, dokaz hoću da imam. Kad kradeš, kad ovdje uzimate vozačima sve na mail, kad varaš, kad otimaš, kad dodaješ na takse, kad ukradeš pare, Sad ti ideš sa nama!
Smiri se!
Puco mala!
Smiri se,
Sad ćeš vidjeti koliko si mali! Sad ćeš ti vidjeti koliko si mali! Izbjeglice jedna! Polako,
Sam mali sam, smiri se!
Kreni, oblači se, kreni!
See, it's not about race. Those guys are whiter than I am over there at Super Ego. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to promote training. We need to promote English language that's already in the books. Okay, we need to have better quality training. We need United States citizens driving trucks, and we need to get these fly-by-night companies stop hiring these drivers and stop even being companies. When they get shut down, they just open back up another one. They need to stop. Shouldn't be able to do that. Amazon, FedEx, you guys need to do better. You guys do. And there's many other companies that do this, but hey, they're on the spotlight of this video. Okay, I appreciate you guys watching Bonehead Truckers. Please share this video.